Welcome everyone. Today we are going to learn about linked list representation of abstract data type. In the last video we learned about array representation of ADT, and we learned about a few functions, how to insert an element inside an array, how to delete, how to display, and how to search. We also saw the difference between array and linked list. We saw the disadvantage in array. We have mentioned very clearly insertion and deletion is quite difficult in array, and as well as we follow a static memory. So that means it's a fixed location where we can't able to deallocate the memory. Once the memory has been allocated, it is going to be fixed forever. So we have to find an alternate solution to overcome the problem that we face in array representation. So here we have linked list. This is going to rectify the problem that we face in array representation. We do have some drawbacks in linked list, but comparing with your array representation, we have a lot of benefit in linked list. Let's see how it looks like. This is how a linked list looks like. We have a multiple number of nodes. Each and every box we call it as node. Every node having two partition. One is for storing the data, and another one is for storing the address of next node. All the nodes are connected with one another. It is not going to look like your array representation. You can see here we have A, B, C, D. That means I have four nodes. The first node will always be called it as head. Whether you have four nodes or five node or single node, the first node will always be denoted as head. And the last nodes, the address part should end with null. Here we are talking about singly linked list. There are three categories. This is an example for singly linked list. Remember, for the first node we call it as head. The last node's address part we call it as null. So how it is connected? I told you we have two partition. First partition is for storing the data, and the second partition is going to store the address of this particular node. And how come the address is going to be assigned for all the nodes? Because all the nodes are going to be created as a pointer. If I call this node, this is nothing but a pointer. So every pointer holds its own address. That's how the address has been connected with each and every node. Remember all these points. The first node will be called as head. The last node's address part should end with null. The two partition, first partition stores the data, and the second partition holds the address of next node. The entire node's address is going to be stored here. And likewise, data and address of next node. Data, address of next node. Data, we don't have any other node, so we keep the address part as null. Let's look at the definition. A linked list is a linear data structure where each element is a separate object. Linked list elements are not stored at contiguous location. This might be a drawback. When I say contiguous location, array is an example for contiguous location. If you want to find out any data, using the index, we can able to identify the location of the particular data. But here it is not in a contiguous location. You can't able to identify each and every element separately. This might be a drawback in linked list, but we find an alternate solution how to find out or how to search an element in linked list. The elements are linked using pointers. Each node of a list is made up of two items, the data and a reference to the next node. The last node has a reference to null. So there are three types: singly linked list, doubly linked list, and circular linked list. In this video, we are going to learn about singly linked list. Regarding this doubly linked list and circular linked list, I'll send a PDF or I'll send the code. You can have a reference. Once you understood this singly linked list, you can able to go along with doubly and circular linked list. This is a pictorial representation how the nodes looks like. We already checked how a singly linked list looks like. Doubly linked list, we have three partition in each node. First partition holds the address, the middle partition stores the data, and again the last partition again stores the address. That means the first and the last stores the address, the middle one stores the data. Here in this diagram, for the first node, for the first partition, I'm keeping that as null, as because I don't have any previous node, so I can't able to store any address, so I'm keeping this part as null. And here I'm storing the data. And the third partition, we know that the 10 address is going to be stored here. The same way in doubly linked list, this 5 address is going to be stored in 10, vice versa. So 10 address is going to be stored here and 5 address is going to be stored in the first partition of 10. That's why we have this arrow like this, doubly linked list. And likewise, the second node data, and again 15 address is going to be stored here and 10 address is going to be stored in this slot. And again data, and here 20 address is going to be stored in this slot and 15 address is going to be stored in this particular slot. And here the data, and the last we don't have any other nodes to be continued, so I'm keeping this partition as null. Next, circular linked list, same as singly linked list. The only difference, we don't keep any null over here. That means I don't keep the last partition as null. Instead of that, I'll be storing the first node's address into the last node's partition. You can check here, it has a link to the first node. So instead of keeping the last partition as null, I'm storing the first node's address into the last node's partition. So this is the difference between singly, doubly, and circular. So let's explore more about singly linked list. Representation. A linked list is represented by a pointer to the first node of the linked list. The first node is called the head. If the linked list is empty, then the value of the head is null. That means you haven't created any node, you have to keep that as null. Each node in a list consists of at least two parts, data pointer, I told you. The first partition contains the data and second contains the address or the pointer to the next node. Here you can see I am representing a structure inside a class. You might have learned about this structure in C. C++ we haven't seen, but if you haven't learned about what is structure, it is a keyword. It defines what type of data or what kind of structure you're going to maintain in your particular program. Here, when I talk about nodes, we have two partitions for singly linked list, and then for doubly linked list, we have three partition. Likewise, when you go for stack, when you go for queue, and when you go for tree, and then there are so many data types out there. We are very clear that it is not going to be in one particular shape. It is going to be in a different shape, having a different categories in it. So before starting any program, we have to make sure what kind of structure we are talking about. That's very important. So from now on, for all the programs or all the data structure concepts, we have to mention what kind of structure I'm dealing with. It's very important. Like how we are mentioning the access specifier, we have to mention the structure of the node. And this structure, it is not mandatory you have to mention inside the class. It can be even outside the class. It can be also defined globally. Let's see about this in the upcoming slide. And what are the operations? Common operation: insertion, deletion, display, seek. That means search. Insertion, we have three categories: insertion at the beginning, at the end, or anywhere at the middle. And deletion, same way. You can delete the beginning element, the last element, the last node, or if you want to delete any middle node, it can also be done. And display and search are something similar to what we learned in array. We're not going to see any code related to display and seek in this PPT. Maybe in a complete code, I'll be showing this display, may not be seek, but you can see all this insertion, deletion, and display. Here, I'm not going to type all the codes line by line in the code blocks. I told you it's going to take more time. So I have brought all the codes in this PPT itself along with the diagram. So I'll explain the logic and simultaneously I'll be explaining the code line by line. And once I complete all these functions, that means insertion and deletion function, then we get into code block and see a complete program. And then we execute and see the output also. So starting with, first we have to mention the structure. I told you already. So inside the class or outside the class, mention the structure. So what we have to mention? First, when I say struct, it is a keyword. You can't change this. And I have mentioned node. This is a user defined name. You can give any name here. Here I have mentioned node. So my structure is for the node. So inside the definition part, what you have to mention, I'm dealing with a singly linked list. So I have two partition. You have to explain about what this two partition, what is going to be stored, what this first partition is, what is its type. Everything should be mentioned very clearly inside the structure. First, it is going to store the data. Here we are not going to deal with any double value, float value, nothing like that. We are going to deal with integer right now. So I'm mentioning integer data. And next, it is going to store the address. When I say address, remember a pointer alone can hold the address. That's why I'm creating a pointer, something called star next. Next is a user defined name. So star means next is a pointer. And remember, when you're creating a pointer, mention the struct node over here. If you're creating a pointer for a class, you'll be mentioning the class name and so on. So here I'm creating a pointer for this node. So struct node star next. And make sure whenever you introduce any name for this structure, you make sure you're mentioning the struct node and then introduce a pointer. That means if you're introducing a new pointer, make sure you're doing in this way, so it will be easy for the program to understand I have created a pointer for this particular structure. So first one data and second one the pointer star next. So whenever I'm highlighting the first partition, it takes data. Whenever I highlight the second partition, it takes a next. And once I close this brace and then I'm saying star head, again I have a pointer over here. This means for this complete box, not for the separate one, for this complete box I'm giving a name as head. And this head is assigned as null. That means I haven't created any node so far. I don't have any node. That's the meaning of it. So once you created the structure, we see about the first function, insertion. We have three categories at the beginning, end, and the middle. First, we are going to see about insertion at the beginning. Before looking at the code, look at the picture. First important thing, mark all these things which I am saying step by step. It is going to help you out. First important thing, make sure you are assigning a pointer first, since you're going to create a new node, and then only you're going to decide it's going to be in the beginning or at the end or the middle. So first your job is to create a node. So if you want to create a node, you need a pointer. You have to create a pointer. That should be the step one. And step two, you have to create the box. And remember, it is not a static memory, it is going to be a dynamic memory. If you remember the second unit, when we discussed about virtual destructor, we learned something called new. That's a keyword that we use for dynamic memory allocation. So here also you have to use the same keyword new for creating any node. So that should be your second step. For creating a new node, you have to use new as a keyword. And third step, once you create this, you have to mention the data, the first partition. What is the data you're going to enter? You have to mention that. That should be your third step. And the fourth step, you have to decide whether this is going to be a single node or it is going to be inserted along with already been existed with linked list nodes. So these are the four important steps you have to remember. Let me recollect that. First, create a pointer for the node. Second, create the node. Third, mention the data in node. Fourth, decide whether this is the only node or it is going to be inserted along with the existing nodes. Okay. This is the only node, so you obviously you go for if else condition. If this is the only node, what we have to do? First, remember we already filled this part as data, and here we don't have any other node to be continued, so I have to keep this part as null. And next, this is the only node, so this is going to be my first node and this is going to be my last node. So if this is going to be the first node, remember this should be named as head. So these are the two steps you have to perform. First, make this partition as null and name this node as head. So that means this is if this is the only node. If so, other case, if this is going to be inserted with the existing nodes, what we have to do? First, I need to create this link. So how will you create this link? We have to bring this A's address into this E partition. Remember, before A, I'm going to insert this E. So we know that B's address is here, C's address is here, and D's address is here. The same way, A's address should be passed over here in this slot. So once you pass this, automatically the link will be created. So now E becomes your first node, A second, third, fourth, and fifth. So once you're done with that, you have to name this node as a head node, as because this becomes your first node. So that's why I mark this into. This is not your head anymore. E becomes your head. So these are the two steps if this is going to be inserted with the existing linked list nodes. So keeping this logic in mind, let's look at the code. So I have a function called, I have defined everything outside the class. Since it's abstract data type, we don't define anything inside the class. We try to define everything outside the class. I have a function name called insert at beginning of integer value. We need the parameter because we are going to insert a new node. I need the value of it. So inside the definition part, remember all the 4 steps which I said. First, I need to create a pointer. So I have created a pointer called new node. This is a user defined name. If you feel this is a lengthy one, you can give any variable like star a, star d, something like that. I want to make something meaningful. That's the reason I am saying star new node. This is my pointer that I have created for this structure. So the pointer will understand I have been created for the structure of a singly linked list, because the structure node will explain it contains 2 partitions. So step 1 accomplished. So next step, I need to create a memory dynamically. So let me use the new pointer. So new node equal to new. So this is a keyword for what? I'm creating a node. So new node. Automatically once you use this code, this box will be created. So my second point is accomplished. Third, I need the value to be inserted. So use the same new node. This arrow, remember, whenever we are using an object, we use dot a membership operator. Since new node is a pointer, we know instead of dot, we have to use an arrow symbol. So new node arrow where this is named as data and this is named as next. So new node arrow data equal to this value. This value should be used here. So whenever you want to point this part, use data. Whenever you want to point this part, you have to use next. We'll be seeing this later. So my third step is accomplished. Next, my fourth step, whether this is the only node or I'm going to insert anywhere at the with the existing linked list. So I use if condition. If head equal to null. So double equal to means condition check. That means there is no head. That means there is no node that I have created so far. That's the meaning of this. If there is no node, get into the definition part. So what is the rule which I set? I need to make this part as null and then I have to assign this one as head. So new node points to next. Remember when I say next, this area. So new node points to next equal to null. Step 1 accomplished. And next I have to make this as head. So head equal to new node. This is already named as new node. I am assigning head in that new node. So head equal to new node. Remember this part, it's quite important. Don't ever say that new node equal to head. We always assign from right to left. So right is which is already existed one and left side something new one. Okay, so head equal to new node. That means if this is the only node. Now come to the else part. So that means I'm going to add with the existing linked list. So in the else part, if this is going to be added to the existing linked list, so what are the 2 steps? First, I need to create this link and then I have to assign this head over here. So I need to create this link. That means I need this A address over here. So what we have to do? New node points to next, where I need to bring the, where I'm talking about. I'm talking about this area, isn't it? So new node arrow next equal to, so which address I need to bring here? I need to bring this head's address. Right now this is called as head. That's why I'm using this name here. So far I haven't changed the name head over here. Right now this A is called as head. Okay, I need this head's address into this area, next area. So new node arrow next. So the cursor will come here equal to head. Now the head's address will come over here. The linked list is created. Alright. And next I need to assign this part as head. The same code, head equal to new node. Use the same thing. Head equal to new node. Remember these codes are quite tricky. It might be quite confusing, something new for you. I do understand. Please repeat this video once again if you don't understand what I said. Play it again and again. You can able to understand how we have to link one by one in each and every node. And don't worry about it, even though we are going to see more codes related to this, you'll get familiarized with all these kind of codes. So once you're done with that, you just use a cout statement, one node inserted. So this is how you insert any node at the beginning of the existing linked list. Next, we see about how to insert at the end. The same procedure we have to follow like what we have done for beginning. The 4 steps, always remember, that's mandatory for the insertion. Create a pointer, dynamic memory allocation using the new keyword, enter the data and check whether this is the only node or this is going to be added with the existing nodes. So just look over here. If this is the only node, we know the drill, we know what we have to do. This part should be made as null and this should be named as head. That's it. The same thing we are going to do. Apart from that, if this is going to be added with the existing nodes, that is something new we have to learn here. Most importantly, if A, B, C, D are the existing nodes, okay, and this is kept as null. Remember, don't worry about this. Now this is kept as null. We don't have any link, and this is a separate node. Now I need to bring this link. This D and E should be linked. So how it is going to be linked? I'm bringing B's address here, C's address here, D's address here. The same way E is going to be the next node. I need to bring the E's address here. So this E, this node's address should be placed here. So if I want to create this link, we know the node's name for this new node. We are given something as new node, that's our node's name. Do we have a name for this particular node? If you remember in the previous slide, I made a connection with these two nodes. This node is named as new node. So I have a name for this node. And I want to connect with this particular node. This already had a name called head. So it is quite easy for me to bring the connection head and new node. But in this case, I have a name for this node as new node, but I don't have a name for this node. So for that reason, I'm introducing something called temp. So this temp should be initially used in the first node. And then it has to check the condition and transfers here, check the condition, transfer here, check the condition, comes here. Once it comes over here, this temp should be placed here. Let's see the code, how we have to bring that temp over here. So once I name this particular node as temp, now I got name for both the nodes. This is named as new node, this is named as temp. Now let's create the link. The link is this address should be passed here and this is going to be remain null. The only thing is here we don't have null anymore as because E's address is passed over here. That's how the link is created. Quite simple. So keeping all this in mind, let's get into the code. We have a separate function insert at the end. Again, we need the value for the new node. So initially the 4 steps, creating a new node and new for dynamic memory allocation, and new nodes data should be given and new nodes next should be kept as null. Here I am keeping this next as null. So all these 4 are satisfied. If this is the only node, what we have to do? So if head equal to null, if this is the only node, what is the condition? I already made this next as null. That part is done. Now I have to name this as head. So head equal to new node. My part is done. So if head equal to null, this is the only node, head equal to new node. I'm done with this. Else, no, we already have so many nodes and we are going to insert this node at the last of it. What we need to do? Remember what I said? I have a name for this node, but I don't have a name for this node. So I have to introduce something called temp. If you are introducing any variable, remember it should be a pointer. Look here, struct node star pointer name temp, like how we created over here. Whenever you create any pointer, use struct node star and the variable name. So where you're going to assign this temp? Initially, I'm assigning in head. So this head node is assigned as temp now. So here is where the same node is called as head and the same node is called as temp. Now I need to bring this temp one by one to the last node. That means to the D node, I need to bring this temp. What we have to do? I need to check a condition. So what kind of condition we can use? If I want to bring this temp to the last node, what is the key I have here? Either I can use this D variable, that is one method. Another method, I have this null over here. Initially it will be kept as null, isn't it? If this is the last node, we have a data and then we have a null. So I have two keys here, either use this data or use this null. So in this program, I have taken this null. Remember, you can't find null here, you can't find null here. you can't find null here, but here you can find the null. So this can be our trump card. We can use this for bringing this temp to the last node. That's what I'm going to use here. Check while I'm using a while condition. So where I'm looking into the second partition. And what is the name for this partition? For this partition, we name it as data, and this partition we name it as next. Look here, while temp points to next. Where is temp right now? It is at the first node. So temp points to next. It is looking here. If it is not equal to null, okay, if it is not equal to null, what I have to do? I need to bring the temp to the next node. All right. So I'm saying temp equal to temp points to next. Look at this code. This might be quite confusing. I'm saying temp equal to temp points to next. What is the meaning of this? When I say temp points to next, initially temp is over here, isn't it? So if it is pointing to next, what we have here right now? The address of this node. Okay, the address of B is present here. So when I say temp points to next, the arrow will point here. Since it contains a B's address, the arrow will point here. So once I say temp points to next, once the arrow comes here, I am assigning this node as temp. Always picture in that manner. Please remember, once the condition is satisfied, I need to bring the cursor here. I don't have a name. Instead of mentioning a name here, I have this address pointed over here. That's why I'm using temp points to next. So once I say temp points to next, the arrow comes here, and this is being given as temp. Okay, now temp jumps here. It's over here. So while condition is still true, again it checks here. Temp points to next. So B points to next. So next is over here. Is not equal to null. Of course, it is not equal to null. So what I have to say? Temp equal to temp points to next. So what is temp points to next here? We have a C's address. So cursor will come here, and this will be named as temp. Again it goes to the while condition. Temp points to next is not equal to null. It's not equal to null. Condition is true. Now I say temp equal to temp points to next. So temp points to next is, I have D's address. So pointer comes here. This will be named as temp. Again go to while condition. Temp points to next is not equal to null. I'm sorry, it is equal to null. The last node is equal to null. So the condition fails. It comes to the third line. So what I'm doing here, this is quite important. Once temp is placed here, I need to bring this E's address over here. Okay. So which address I need to bring? That should be at the right side. Where I need to place, it should be at the left side. Remember this. Which one you're going to bring should be right side. Where you're going to place should be at the left side. So where I'm going to place? Temps next. So temp points to next equal to, so which address? This address. This is named as new node. We have already created as new node. So temp points to next equal to new node. Automatically this address will jump to this slot and this link will be created. Quite simple. And this will be our last node, as because we have already kept this as null. We have already made that as null. And finally, just say one node inserted. This is how you insert any node at the end. Our next function, insertion at middle. If you want to insert any node in between the existing node, what we need to be followed. Here in this picture, we can see A, B, C, D, where B's address is in A, C address in B, and D address in C. If I'm going to insert a new node in between B and C, how the structure is going to look like? It comes like A, B, E, C, and then D. So the pointers, how it is going to be stored, you can see the B address will be stored in A, and E address will be stored in B, and C address will be stored in E, and D address will be stored in C. Please imagine in that manner. That's how the linked list should look like if I insert a new node E in between B and C. Here, the same way, like the end function, I'm going to use temp here. I need a name for either node. Either you have to give a name for this B or for this C. So it is always easy to bring a name for the previous node. So between B and C, if you're going to insert any node, make sure the previous node carries a name for it. So I'm using temp like the previous function. The connections, there are two connections we have to make. The C address should come here and E address should go here. First connection should be the right side connection. The reason why I'm saying the right side connection is, if you're creating the left side connection first, for an example, if I'm saying if you're creating a left side connection, that means you're bringing the E address to the B. What happens is the B address will be here, E address will be here, and here we don't have any connection, but the second partition of E is going to have a null. What is the meaning of it? When I see null over here, that means this E is the end of my linked list. That's how the program will consider. So A, B, E, and the second partition is null, so it will automatically terminate. That's going to be a big problem. That's the reason I'm saying don't create the first connection, go for the right side connection first. Here the C address should be placed in this partition, second partition. In the place of E, I need to bring this C address first. So this link should be created first and then go for this link. That means E address should be placed here. This should be the logic you have to follow before creating any node at the middle. We have a function called insert between. We have three parameters. First, we have the value for the new node, and then I'm mentioning the location. That means in between what two nodes? In between what two nodes I'm going to insert this new node. I need to mention the location 1 and location 2. First, let me create this node, the same 4-step, create a pointer, dynamic memory allocation, give the data, and we have to check whether this is the only node or the existing with the old nodes. So this is the only node. We have to check a condition if head equal to null. We know the drill. What we have to do? We have to make this as null and we have to name this as head. New node points to next should be assigned as null, and this new node should be named as head. Done. Else part alone differs. Come to the else part. First, I need to introduce a new pointer for this head. So I say struct node start temp equal to head. So this node is named as head and as well as temp. I need to bring this temp to the next node. We used a while condition there in a different manner. Here we are going to use a while condition as because I need to make sure this temp is correctly in between this B and C. Here it is quite easy. Sometimes you may be having 50 nodes or 60 nodes. In that case, it will be quite easy, difficult for us to identify. So I'm modifying the while condition. Look here, while temp points to data, this time I'm not taking null. If you can guess correctly why I'm not taking null, only the last node will be having a null. If you are looking into any middle node, you can't find any null. So that's not my trump card. My only trump card is using the data or the location. So temp points to data is not equal to location 1. Here we'll be giving the location 1 and location 2. For example, if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, that will be given over here. That's our location part. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So it should come between 2 and 3. But here the temp is over here. It is in the location 1. Temp points to data not equal to location 1. Condition true. And I'm not using or, I'm using and. But that means both the conditions should be satisfied. Temp points to data not equal to location 2. So the temp which I'm talking about, which is not equal to location 1, which is not equal to location 2. Both the conditions are true. If both the conditions are true, I say temp equal to temp points to next. That means temp points to next means this slot, the pointer comes here. This is named as temp. Now again it comes to the while condition. Now temp points to data not equal to location 1, but it is equal to location 1. This condition fails. And I'm using an AND. That means any one condition fails, it will come out of it. It never goes for the second part. As because this is failed, it comes out of the while condition. And now I need to create this link. Now temp is assigned here. The only part is first I need to create this link. Like I said, I need this link to be created. If I need to create this link, my question, I have a name for this node. I have given as new node. Do I have a name for this node? I don't have a name for this node. So you might be wondering, I need to give like temp, I need to create one more and again I have to bring over here. You can do, but that's a waste of time. But we have a small trick to identify this particular node. If you can guess correctly, this particular node's address is here, isn't it? How we brought this temp over here? Do we had a name for this node? No. But using the pointer, I brought the pointer over here. Using the address, I brought the pointer over here. The same way, this address is stored in B's partition. So I can say temp points to next. When I say temp points to next, the pointer will jump here. That's how you can bring the pointer to this particular node. Look here, I'm using new node points to next. That means where I need to bring the change. Here is where I need to bring the change. That means I need to bring the C address in this particular slot. Where I need to bring, that should be at the left hand side. Which one I need to bring, that should be at the right side. Temp points to next. So here is equal to, new node points to next will point here, is equal to temp points to next. So this address will automatically jump over here. This line, please be very careful. I have a name for this node. I don't have a name for this node. This can be identified easily where I need to bring. That means new node points to next. That I have given. But I don't have a name for this node. Instead, I have this address stored over here. And this node have a name. So I can say temp points to next. That will bring a pointer over here. That's why I'm saying temp points to next. So this pointer comes here. This address will automatically carry over here. Now this connection is done. Now I need to perform this connection. This is quite simple. We have a name over here, that is new node. So where I need to bring the change, I need to make a change over here. So that should be at the left side. So what is this location? Temp points to next. So when I say temp points to next, it is pointing over here. You might be thinking it may be pointing over here, of course, but that address is over here. But what I'm bringing here, that's important. I'm bringing new node. This address is brought over here. That means this chain will go off and this node is created. This link is created. Now if I say temp points to next, it never jumps to this location. It jumps to E. That's the meaning of it. Okay, when I say temp points to next for the first time, it points to this part. This address is nothing but this location. So it is easy to connect this part. Now I say temp points to next equal to new node. I am not holding C address here. Instead of I am storing E address over here. That's the meaning of the last line. That's how you create a link. And finally say cout, one node is inserted. So these are the three important functions where you have to learn how to be connected one by one. So in the next video, we see about how to perform the deletion. We also see the code. So once we're done with that, we see a complete code in the code blocks and we see the output, how it has to be performed, how to get the each and every single element to be inserted and deleted and as well as display in the output screen. Thank you.